Stirring the coffee with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. We'll get started, but first, coffee. I think it's Trader Joe's dark roast. Ground the beans, made it in French press, drinking it in a Waffle House coffee mug while wearing an Edgar Allan Poe t-shirt, Master of Horror. That's a weird combination, isn't it? 5 a.m., the day after Valentine's Day. Hope everyone had a great Valentine's Day. That's pretty funny. Nice. Nice. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Pretty interesting. The world is being a little crazy right now, and I think one of the things that can keep you focused, number one, is to be aware of your situation. Be aware of what's going on in your home, outside your home, in your town, in your city, in your state, in your nation. Be aware of, well, let's do this, what they call a SWOT analysis, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Those of you in business, you understand what that means. What are the threats to your life? Where's the opportunities? Where's the strengths? Where's the weaknesses? Just having that, knowing those things and verbalizing those things, putting them on paper, is going to be valuable for you in the future. And for me, one of the things that anchors me is my faith in God. I always have this little icon right here staring back at me. I have it on the laptop. It just keeps me based. Keeps me based in a world that is unpredictable and changing from day to day. Big shout out to Christina, who you've seen on this channel probably over a year ago. She had turned me onto a series of books that she had read after seeing the reviews from some other truckers who were reading and reviewing these books. There's a trilogy that I've been talking about for a while by William Fortune called 1 Second After. This is book 1. Book 2, 1 Year After. Book 3, The Final Day. This trilogy is about a possible EMP, electromagnetic pulse, that went off and everything electronic and electric died in the United States, and what happens in the first few minutes, the first hour, the first day, the first week. Who dies, who lives. It's interesting. You remember The Walking Dead? I remember, I enjoy anything like monsters or zombies, that kind of stuff. And so it was a natural thing for me to like. If you've never seen Night of the Living Dead, do that. That is the original zombie flick. That is, it's interesting. It's interesting. And if you're into horror, sci-fi, thrillers, fantasy, that kind of stuff, it fits nicely in there. But The Walking Dead, I would say to somebody, are you into The Walking Dead, or have you been watching that? And they would say, I'm not really into the whole zombie thing or the zombie genre. And my response is, it's not a zombie thing. The Walking Dead isn't about zombies. Zombies are just the what I would call like an environmental hazard. It's the people, the living people, not the dead people you have to worry about. The zombies aren't what you got to worry about. It's the roaming bands of lunatics searching for food, water, ammo, medical supplies, this type of thing. Those were the biggest threats in The Walking Dead. In this trilogy right here, the 1 Second After trilogy, I'm going to put links for all 3 books down below. Believe me, the first time you sit down with the first one, you will read 100 pages in one sitting. You'll look at the clock or you'll look at your watch and go, holy cow, I've been sitting here for 3 hours reading this thing. You will knock out 100 pages the first time you sit down with that book. It's not, well, was it China or Russia that detonated a nuclear device in the atmosphere which made everything go dark? We don't know. All we know is that nothing works. So oxygen generators, refrigeration, ventilators, pacemakers, all this stuff just dies. And what does that do? People just have hours, days, or even just minutes to live without this kind of stuff. You find that it's not so much the China or Russia that is the threat as it is the people looking for supplies. And that is why I'm a prepper. If shit goes down, I'm ready. Are you ready if shit goes down? Get the trilogy. Just get it. Just don't hesitate. Just get it. It's in fiction form. It helps you make sense in how to survive if shit goes down. Now, recently, if you're watching prepper channels and such, Russia just talked about boosting up its space force and the ability to detonate nuclear weapons in space, or I should say very high in the atmosphere, or firmament, for those who want to go there with me. Long story short, if something happens, man, you are 9 meals from anarchy. Within 3 days, the entire United States becomes a shit show. And that starts first in the cities and then works its way out. But Russia was just talking about this. Now, conspiracy theorists, which are no longer conspiracy theorists, if you think about it, what's the difference between a conspiracy and the truth? About 6 to 9 months. There were things that I couldn't talk about 2 or 3 years ago that all came true. And I was speaking in code, for those of you that remember. That is why I said you got to keep yourself in shape, eat well, get some muscle on you, become robust, become enduring, have a stash, not just of cash, but in the prepper world, what do they say? Beans, bullets, and band-aids. Know how to treat a wound, know how to hydrate yourself, know how to protect yourself and your loved ones, know how to get clean water. But yesterday, we found out that there is a possibility of an EMP. Right here. Right here. Get the book series. Be aware so you're not caught off guard in case something happens. If you like original horror, sci-fi, fantasy, thrillers, short form films, then the channel called Alter, Alter, on YouTube is going to be for you. It's definitely binge worthy. You will watch 5 to 10 of these short films in one sitting. If you like that kind of stuff where it's like problem, solution, outcome, real fast, you will love Alter on YouTube. Alter. Some of the best horror, sci-fi, thriller storytellers I have ever seen. Like if you like Edgar Allan Poe, if you like anything done by Vincent Price, like the stories that he has acted in, if you like H.P. Lovecraft, you're going to love Alter. You're going to absolutely love it. Someone asked me years ago, aren't actors just egomaniacs thinking only of themselves and run around sleeping with each other? And I replied with an emphatic no. Sometimes they just walk. The Dollar Shave Club. That was pretty brilliant, right? Then you see the commercial for 1-800-RAZORS. Some say that he's copying the other guy. Okay, I get that. The free market does allow for both. And I can hear someone saying, well, that idea was already taken. In the cola market, as in soda, I wouldn't mind being Pepsi, which is number 2. Coke is number 1, Pepsi is number 2, and then remember RC Cola? Remember that? It's okay to be number 2 or 3. You don't have to be number 1. Believe me, Pepsi keeps Coke on its toes and sleeping with one eye open. That I can guarantee. So when you see me bringing up market principles and talking about the private sector, this is a great lesson for you. You don't always have to have the number one most exclusive product. You can have a Me Too product and do it really well and give the competition a run for their money. Don't ever snuff out your dreams by thinking, well, somebody already did that. Guess what? You can do it, but do it better. Make the deliverability better. Add a little more emotion to it. What can you do to make that thing, that product, that service a little bit better, more easily accessible? All that being said, your results will never change unless your habits change. Nothing is going to change unless your habits change. Everything starts with habits, even your mindset. If you start doing something, your mindset, well, let me ask you this. Which came first, the habit or the mindset? It's kind of like a chicken or the egg thing. I think both. Habits can create a mindset, and a mindset can create new habits. You need both, a change in habits, a change in mindset. When I work with men on recreating themselves after a divorce or a breakup or a layoff or getting fired, one of the first things I work on is helping them get themselves back after they lost themselves. And that is a mental game. And I keep men accountable and give them deadlines. If you can't be accountable and achieve the deadlines that we mutually agree upon, then I can't work with you. But if you want someone, what do they say? Hold your feet to the fire? I don't know where that came from. Someone look that up. I know that it means being accountable, but somebody look up the history and put it down below of holding your feet to the fire. Some people have accused me of photoshopping this picture, but I can assure you that the beard is real. You know, it's funny. Somebody actually did this picture for me. I think it's pretty funny. Okay, obviously the head doesn't match the body, but there are people, this is the weird thing, there are people who looked at that and said, wow, dude, you look great. Man, I had no idea that you were jacked like that. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. How about this? Could it be that the real purpose of working at your current employment is to show you that you need to be self-employed? Not everyone's cut out to be self-employed. But what if you had a little side hustle? You know, side hustles can make more money than your regular job. Now, side hustles don't come with insurance, medical insurance benefits. So maybe that's why you might work a part-time job somewhere. I work a part-time job. After most of my videos got demonetized back in 2019, I was making a full-time living on YouTube, and then 90% of my videos got demonetized. I'm like, what the? And I went and took a part-time job, which I've been at now for 5 years. But it includes full medical benefits and retirement, this kind of stuff. But I'm not counting on that stuff at all, not even a little bit. But I have used the medical benefits, and it's been pretty good. But one of the things that I realized is that I am in charge of my health, not health insurance. I am my own health insurance plan. Me. One day you'll wake up and you realize that you are your own health insurance. I never started having $3,000 to $5,000 days until I started hanging out with guys that make that every single day. And it's true, you end up being like who you hang out with, who you follow, virtually and in real life. The hardest question that my coach ever asked me was this, when I said I wanted to make $1 million in a 12-month period. And he said, how much do you need to make a day in order to get to that goal? And I was embarrassed because I actually never did the calculation. I just had this lofty goal of making $1 million in a 12-month period. And he says, I'll tell you right now, it's about $3,000 a day. You need to make $3,000 a day if you want to make $1 million in a year. And the question was this, do you have $3,000 a day habits? Toughest question I was ever asked in my entire life. And I'll ask you the same thing. Do you have $3,000 a day habits? It's a tough one, isn't it? Just a reminder that before she breaks up with you, she already knows who she will have sex with. Yes, your supposedly good girl operates like this. The weekend getaway, the business trip, the dinner, the evening, that was already planned. And the betrayal, sir, that you feel is real. It's in your chest, isn't it? You found it hard to catch your breath when you found out about this. She didn't leave you to go to a convent. Just want to let you know that. She's got the fake hair, the fake lips, the fake nails, the fake boobs, the fake eyelashes, the fake eyebrows, the fake white teeth, the braces, the Botox, the chemical peels. But she wants a real man. That always makes me laugh. Who do you respect in life? Who do you respect? Some of the people that I respect are authors who did the research that I was never willing to do, to counselors who listened to people and guided them for decades. I listened to them. I respect them. The successful people, people that are more successful than I am successful, but there's always people that are more successful. The successful with real life receipts and not bullshit that you see on social media. Those with solutions, that's who I respect. Those who have a little gray hair and who've been through it. Those who fucked around and found out and then changed. That's who I respect. Here I am 20 years ago, 260 pounds, heading for a health disaster. Gentlemen, get your lab work done. Get your lab work done. The real health is the numbers in your lab work. Check that out. The problem that I had was that I look good when I'm chunkier, when I'm chubbier, when I have more of a, I don't know, a teddy bear kind of appearance, when I'm fuller, my face looks better. I just I just fill out the clothes, not in a muscular kind of way, but just like in a more mass kind of way. I look okay. What you see in the mirror, gentlemen, and I was not displeased with how I looked at all. I was displeased at the lab numbers. What you see in the mirror is only part of the story of your health. Your real health is what your lab work says. I don't think I ever said something like a statement that started with real men, like real men do this or real men never do that. Men are not monolithic. Some men can kick ass effortlessly. Some men can solve complex strategic problems effortlessly. Some are charismatic and like the spotlight. Others are quiet, more reserved. They don't like to be out in public. They want privacy. Some men are built to have a ton of kids. My great grandfather had 19 children. I have 3. If I ever had to say anything that starts with the phrase real men, it would be this. Real men are true to their biology, their intellect, and their constitution, how they're made up. For instance, when I was younger, I was a defensive lineman on a football team for 1 year, 1 season. Didn't do really well at that. Second year that I played football, I was a running back because I was super fast and I can maneuver. I listened to my biology. I'll just never forget just being face to face with guys on the line that were literally 3 times my size and just getting my ass kicked. I would just end up diving towards someone's knees or ankles just to take them down. There was no way I'm going to push some like big oak tree of a guy anywhere. I had to listen to what my body was saying and do something consistent with my biology, which I'm very fast and I'm very maneuverable. I can move really fast. Now, I didn't set any records, but I did operate best when I obeyed my biology. Now, my fingers, just normal size hands, not real long fingers, kind of short, short-ish, but not not stubby fingers, but they're not good enough for me to shred on a guitar. Can't do it. Rhythm guitar, no problem. Lead guitar, shredding, ain't happening. Just ain't going to happen. And for me to think, and no matter how much I practice, I just don't have it. Here's the thing. When you follow your biology, that is where you're going to find your sweet spot. Now, I can sing, but I have to stay in my vocal range. Real men know what their range is in life, period. And your success is going to come from when you stay in that lane where your range is. Not every man is cut out to be a husband and father. I'm not a black pill guy. I'm not a nihilist, but I will tell you this, not every guy is cut out to be that. Some guys don't have what it takes to be married for years, for a lifetime. I don't. And I beat myself up for that for so long. So many times we see guys saying, real men do this. And it's usually in order to shame another man or a group of men. In your opinion, what is a real man? Put your answer down below. I'd like to see that. The transformed wife, who I'm enjoying quoting on a weekly basis, she says, I learned long ago not to have any expectations on my husband for Valentine's Day and my birthday. If I want something, I remind him a few days beforehand. At my age, I don't want him to do anything special for me. He's been a faithful, good husband for over 43 years, and I am blessed. How many men felt pressure this week to try to perform for Valentine's Day? How many men felt pressure to have to do something for Valentine's Day? I withdrew from that game, and life is good. The 50% divorce rate is basically made up and doesn't apply to my marriage, some guys say. So, serious question. Do any guys look up to the Daily Wire men as masculine role models? The Matt Walshes, the Ben Shapiros, and this. Does anyone ever look up to them and say, I want to be like that? Don't these guys know that the era of traditional marriage and traditional husbands and traditional wives is extinct? It doesn't exist anymore. I can't tell you enough that idealism kills. There will be no idealism. Operate in the world as it is, not how you want it to be. And all of this lofty, be the change that you want to see. Okay, whatever. The only thing you have control over is yourself. You don't have control over society or over anybody. It's not going to happen. There's people making decisions for you all the time. And just a quick reminder that the truth always hurts before it helps. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am a